Good afternoon. This is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates and Crystal Clear Weather. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about where the progress of our overnight snow system and how that's progressing. This segment is going to be brought to you by Abigail Escobar and Escobar Estates Real Estate. They cater to everybody, but they do cater to Spanish-speaking clients. So if you know somebody who needs a real estate agent to speak Spanish, look up Escobar Estates. First things first, we are under a winter weather advisory. The National Weather Service issued that this morning, and that does remain in effect. And it does include Madison County, all of Madison County. So whether you're up in Elwood or Summitville or Alexandria, Anderson, Frankton, Pendleton, Marklettville, Ingalls, Lapel, it's all Chesterfield. We are all under a winter weather advisory for an anticipated 2 to 4 inch snowfall event. A little bit surprised they haven't actually pulled that another county row south, especially south and east. So, I would think, even if you are in, down in the Greenfield area or over in Henry County around Newcastle or over, even over by Richmond, I would expect a 2 to 4 inch snowfall in those areas as well. But at any rate, we are under this advisory. So let's take a look at the latest model data. Actually, first I'm going to take a look at my radar so we can get a national view. And we can see our impulse coming over here across Iowa right now. There's decent snow going on in Des Moines. You can see there's still kind of a southeast track to that snowfall. However, as it gets across into Illinois, that should begin to turn more easterly, and eventually, by the time it's crossing Indiana, it will be moving kind of east-northeast. This is also a little bit farther south than data had indicated over the last couple of days, and we have seen the data shift to the south, and I'll show you that here in just a moment. But we should expect onset of snow. The winter weather advisory goes into effect at 9 p.m. tonight. I think for Madison County, it's going to be 11 p.m. to maybe midnight before we really start to see much in the way of snowfall. And that should be getting out of the area somewhere around in the 6 to 8 a.m. time frame tomorrow. So here's a look at the NAM 3K model. This is the one that kind of got people freaking out yesterday when it pulled the snowfall, accumulating snowfall up north of Madison County. But it has since come back, and the run that you're looking at is the 12Z. The 18Z actually is even a little bit further south yet. So the 18Z actually gives Madison County somewhere in the 3 to 4 inch range. But even under this run, most of Madison County was going to pick up a 2 to 3 inch snowfall. So that's kind of where we expected anyway. So again, going along with the 2 to 4 inch, and you can see the accumulating snow line has moved well down south around Bloomington and south of that. So, which again, I expected this to be the main event to be along and north of I-70. So it has come back, and it's again just an indication of why you don't live and die by the models. I see too many people. They do one of two things. They either pick out the model run that gives a huge amount of snow because that's what they want and they roll with that, or they are, in the mindset of downplaying all the snow events, and so they find a model run that shows the least amount of snow, and then there's all this weeping and gnashing of teeth because we're not getting snow when we really are. I've said it before, and I remind you, the storm itself is not changing. The model's ability to understand it is what's changing. So don't live and die by these forecast models, and what's happened with the NAM 3K over the last 12 hours or so is exactly why you don't. Sticking primarily with high resolution data, here's the HRRR model, and it was again putting down across Madison County a good 3 to 4 inch snowfall. So again, why we're sticking with the 2 to 4 inch snowfall forecast. And it's very similar to the NAM 3K now, with the main snow line being down along Bloomington and a little bit to the south. So we're well within this. And again, I'm a little bit, I think around Indianapolis, might be a little bit higher right along the I-70 corridor, especially east of Indianapolis. I would anticipate a 2 to 4 inch snowfall. Again, like Greenfield to Newcastle to Richmond, I would expect a 2 to 4 inch snowfall whether you're in an advisory or not. And we'll move on. This is the 18Z HRRR actually. Is that what I just... Yeah, okay, yeah, because I wanted to show the change in it. So there was the 12Z. Here's the 18Z, and it actually dialed the amount of snowfall back, but it went farther south with it. I don't agree with it, but I just wanted to show you. I think this is more realistic, but I just wanted to show it to you. Then we take a look at the high resolution Canadian. It's actually been the most consistent model on this whole thing, and it has consistently, it's dialed back a little bit. Well, the operational version of it has been putting down heavier snow. The high resolution version that I'm showing you has been pretty consistent with Madison County in a 4 to maybe 5 inch snowfall range. So the Canadian is on the upper end of the forecast range. Some of the high res data is toward the low end of the forecast range. So again, 2 to 4 inches is looking really good right now, especially given the track of the snow. So that's the main thing that I wanted to bring to you. Actually, one last thing. Here's the European. I'm showing you the European because it was also not wanting to give us much of anything. It had the snow line well north, and now it also has Madison County. There's some extra advertisement for Escobar Estates. Here's again the European is now in the 2 to 3 inch range for us. And again, it had the snowfall pulled way up to the north, and it also has come back. So again, as a reminder, we are under a winter weather advisory from 9 p.m. tonight. That will run until mid-morning tomorrow. Again, for Madison County, for Elwood to Pendleton to Marklettville to Alexandria and Anderson, all these towns, if you're in Madison County, this applies to you. 2 to 4 inch snowfall. Our snowfall probably should begin somewhere in the 11 p.m. to midnight, maybe 1 a.m. time frame, but I think 11 p.m. to midnight at the pace it's on. And then we should expect most of the accumulation to stop as somewhere around the time kids would normally be getting on the bus, maybe 7 a.m., a little bit either side of it. So I would say 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. we should expect the accumulation to wind down here. And so I would anticipate some delays tomorrow, if not some closures. It just depends on the rural schools are going to be more likely to close. The urban schools are going to be more likely to just delay. But be expecting either one of those as a possibility just in case. And one more advisory that was just issued a short time ago, and that is a wind chill advisory for Friday night into Saturday morning, because after this system passes, we are going to get a new invasion of Arctic air. We will be going back to having a couple of mornings with lows around or maybe even slightly below zero with a snowpack down. So just keep in mind, then we will go back to having some frigid wind chills. The table on that will turn next week, and we will enter a brief warm-up period next week. But we got to get past this first. So that's where things stand now. I may update you with a video here in a little bit. We had a funeral to go to this afternoon, so I have not done a 7-day forecast. So the forecast I posted yesterday, I would let stand the way it is. I don't see anything that I would change anyway. So I will probably do one more video update for you in a little bit. In the meantime, please like this, share it, comment on it. Donate to the page if you can and you don't already. If you do donate and you're one of the sponsors, thank you so much for supporting this page. This is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. Have a great day.